Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the ultimate Minotaur and or Baphomet, whatever the heck this thing is supposed to be, right? From Slayer's Show No Mercy. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and just to reiterate, you can't just say Slayer, you have to say Slayer or fucking Slayer. You know, you gotta yell it. I'm not gonna do that throughout the entirety of this review because the old man's trying to sleep and I don't want to piss him off, but that's how it is meant to be done. That said, I am very happy to be finally taking a look at this figure because I myself am quite the Slayer fan, I would say. If you were to force me to live on a deserted island for the rest of my life and I could only pick a handful of bands to listen to, Slayer's always in that conversation, along with the late great Ronnie James Dio and good old King Diamond. So, with that being said, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Taking a look-see at all the accessories that this bestial fella has come with. He's got his trademark kind of eagle talon sword there. I mean, look at that hilt. Looks like an eagle talon, right? Although aren't those, are they 4 claws or just 3? I almost thought they were 3, but either way, it's got a nice, I think the blade is hard plastic, but the hilt is like a gummy plastic, so that's cool. The blade won't warp, but be careful you don't snap that thing. He does come with an alternate closed mouth head, but I will tell you, I have him set to be posed like the album art for Final Thought, so I will not be using this closed mouth head for the entirety of this review. That said, speaking of said album art pose, he does have a grip hand on the left side and a fist hand on the right, because he has the opposing sides right here. That said, this is the appropriate hinge for holding stuff, so that's cool. And then this, of course, has the in and out hinge because it is just a fist. That said, you do get the incorrect hands for holding stuff with the in and out hinge, which I'm never usually a fan of. But hey, it's more crap in the box, I guess. We do get a pair of, funny enough, speak of the devil horn hands, a la Ronnie James Dio, so that's pretty cool. Still think we need a Ronnie James Dio Ultimate. That'd be really sick, but take what you can get, I suppose. Then we have the Baphomet style hands. So you can do the kind of the tarot card pose there. That's all the accessories that our friendly neighborhood Minotaur and or Baphomet, whatever you want to call it, has to offer. That's how the saying goes. You dope. But for those of you who are reaction figure fans, Super7 did put out one of those of this guy quite some time ago. I have it here, complete with his dumbass sleeveless trench coat of a cape. And I know all you boomer-ass collectors out there are going to comment and be all, "It's the throwback to the canon Star Wars line, man." Well, guess what? It's not 1976 anymore, and Star Wars is dead, so kiss my ass. That cape looks fucking stupid, and if you think otherwise, so are you. So, moving that out of the way, I do still like this reaction figure. It has a charm to it, despite this cape being absolute, utter dog shit. So, that said, speaking of absolute, utter dog shit, they seem to have kicked Brian Flynn to the curb over at Super7. So, maybe Ultimates will cost a little less and be a little bit more ultimate. You know? Maybe reaction figures will go down in price and be a little bit more reasonable, or at least come in resealable clamshell packaging, come with figure stands. I mean, geez Louise, they only cost $20 freaking. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but if it means stuff gets cheaper and better, then, you know, I'm all for it. You know, Bobby Vala did that with Valorverse. Why can't literally anyone else do it with anything else? So, bringing in our friendly neighborhood bestial fella here. Not a perfect figure. I will say the quality, the QC is a little iffy on him. He's got a little bit of looseness in this leg for me. This arm had a crap load of glue on it, like right here. I filed it off and managed to not mess up the plastic. I don't know how else you're supposed to take glue off of a joint, so if anyone still likes me after what I had to say about, you know, reaction figures, let me know how to do that in the comments. But if not, I'll just figure it out on my own, you know? I'm not afraid to talk some shit on this channel. But as far as his articulation goes, his head is on, it feels like a double ball peg, but it's really just a single. But you do get a lot of range out of that. So that's cool. We can tilt, look up and down. This head is very album art specific with the flame going off to the side there. The horns being curved like they are and the mouth being open. The shoulders can pop up a little bit past 90. Which isn't bad. You go back down. They rotate forward and back nice and tight. Bicep swivel, elbow swivel, single jointed elbow. He's got the kind of studs on his cuffs there, which is funny because I always thought these were just like He-Man bracers, but they are literally covered in studs. Same with the bands around his legs and his belt. So, learn something new every day. Again, the hands have the swivel and the hinge. This one over here has the up and down hinge because it's meant for holding the sword. That said, he does have an ab crunch that leans back. Leans forward. Not the tightest thing, but it's not floppy loose. I would say it's butter smooth more so than anything. He does have a waist twist. Surprised he doesn't have like a ball joint in the waist or anything. He does have the kind of rubbery diaper piece. The Slayer belt buckle on his belt. That's pretty cool. Popping this arm up. You can kick the legs out to the side a generous amount. You can almost do full-blown splitsies. You can kick forward and back. I don't know why this diaper is cut as it is. It's very not willing to move out of the way for the legs to be posed, so that is kind of a bummer, but it's fine. You know, he is a big, jacked monster guy. I don't expect him to be doing like Ninja Turtle poses or anything. He does have a thigh cut. It works fine. He can hinge at the knee, almost 90. The boot cuff thing here kind of gets out of the way. I wouldn't stretch that out too much. You don't want to tear anything, but it is nice and flexible, so it will get out of your way. He does have a swivel down here as well, and a hinge in the foot with a rocker, a little loose down here, but it's okay. He's got the camel toe going on there, so that's fun. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet, if you need a figure stand for this guy, that is. And he also has a wired cape. Not the best. It's only wired on the side, so it can't really hold a pose that well. But it does have a nice fabric material. Kind of feels like a t-shirt, maybe. And then he's got a real metal chain around his neck there. So, a very cool figure. Eligible for the top action figures of the year. You know, this year, 2024, not 2023, which is a video I still haven't gotten around to making yet. Sure, most of you don't care about that at this point, but I do! I have feelings too, you know. But, slipping the sword in his hand. That's what she said. Or is it that's what he said? Yeah. I like this figure a lot. Is it perfect? No. But are Super 7 Ultimates perfect? No. Could they be perfect in the future? Maybe. If Brian Flynn's the one cock blocking their potential, then by all means, get him the fuck out of there. So, standing him up here, it is now time that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is our Minotaur in our Baphomet, whatever the heck he is, right? Alongside the previous Heavy Metal Ultimates brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7. We got good old Cliff Burton from Metallica, yeah! As well as Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. And I gotta be honest with you, Minotaur and or Baphomet, again, whatever the heck he's supposed to be, right? Has some size to him. That said, he is an otherworldly creature after all, so that makes sense, right? them out of here. And up here, so they're out of harm's way. We can bring on our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulas. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who, despite the Minotaur and or Baphomet's efforts, is about neck and neck with good old Al Simmons here. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and despite its shortcomings, I have to say that the good old Minotaur and or Baphomet here, whatever the heck he is, right, from Slayer's Show No Mercy, brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, of course, has a pretty good chance of landing a spot in my top action figures of 2024 video. That said, I still haven't gotten around to doing that top action figures of 2023 video I keep talking about, but rest assured it is coming, hopefully in the near to distant future, as well as some changes to good old Super 7, so I've heard. So I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and see what's going on with all of that. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.